People, what's going on? What's going on? People, it's a beautiful early afternoon. It feels great. It feels wonderful. People, you should be happy that you're alive. As you guys know, I'm always talking about financial literacy, teaching you how to create wealth while winning. We're going to talk about the stock market. As you guys know, yesterday made about close to $20,000 in one day trading stocks yesterday. I got a lot of DMs, and I decided to, of course, give you guys a couple stocks that I recommend you add to your watch list if you're into the world of investing into the stock market world. If you're a stock trader or if you're a stock investor. And let me clarify the difference between the two. If you're a stock trader, that means you're buying and probably going to sell next week. Buying, probably going to sell next month. Buying, probably going to sell today. If you're a stock investor, you're going to buy and probably most likely hold for more than 12 months. Usually for a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. Some of these stocks I'm going to talk about today is going to be stocks I highly recommend you take a look at, do your due diligence. I am invested into majority of these stocks that I'm going to talk about today, except one of them, which I'm going to probably get into probably tomorrow. And I want to have you guys understand why the stock market should be your best friend at a certain part of your life. First and foremost, you got to start understanding that you got to start figuring out ways to retire. As you guys can see, some of you are working at these jobs, low paying or high paying jobs. You've been there 5, 10, 15 years. And it's time for you to ask yourself, okay, what's next? One of the things a lot of you know about me, I'm always growing and trying to elevate and always trying to teach you guys where I'm going so it can motivate you and educate yourself so you can know where's your next play. As you guys know, I'm a licensed broker at this point, right? I do not really sell houses. I sell apartment buildings, which is considered commercial real estate. I also invest into stocks, and I trade stocks too. I have a couple different accounts with companies such as, of course, Charles Schwab, which is not my fan favorite, but of course, E-Trade and TD Ameritrade, which is my fan favorite. And I have a little bit of TD Ameritrade, not much. I got like maybe, maybe 120,000 in the Robinhood, nothing crazy, but not really a fan of those platforms when it comes to long-term trading or long-term investing. When it comes to long-term investing, I like to use E-Trade. I like to use TD Ameritrade. And I'm going to talk to you guys today about 5 stocks that I highly recommend you take a look at for a lot of you that's into the world of trying to retire early, that want to build some wealth. If you have money in your savings account and it's not doing nothing, people, at the end of the day, why leave it there where you could put it in something that's going to make you some money while you wait and grow excessively if you have self-discipline and patience. We're talking about the stock market, people. We're going to talk about 5 stocks that I highly recommend. Shouts out to New York in the building. Justin is on the live, people. Shouts out to Jules, the realtor, is on the live. What's popping, baby? We're going to talk about 5 stocks that I highly recommend you invest into in 2023. As of this moment, number 1 is going to be, of course, Ford. As you guys know, Ford is a motor company, semi-technology company, but it's a motor company, auto sales company. As you guys know, they sell all the trucks in the world of Ford. As you guys know, Ford have come from Detroit, Michigan. And at the end of the day, people, Ford stock is at a relatively good price. I like the fact it's at roughly $14 to $15 a share. I feel 3 to 5 years from now, Ford could possibly be at maybe $95 a share, especially how 80% of their EV market is going into, of course, EV. Okay? You got to understand, at a certain point, you got to really look at the world. We're in a world where we're still using gas-powered vehicle. When you look at Ford is eventually going to transition everything over to EV. And when you talk about the charging stations of the world, who controls the most charging stations? You're talking Ford. When you look at the comparison of Ford and Tesla, and I spoke about this before, Tesla roughly, let's say $270 a share. Ford, $14, $15 a share. If I were you, I would definitely look into Ford. I got a question. If you guys have any questions, hello. Starlight Lounge, Jules the Realtor have a question. Are these long-term or short-term investments? I would say more long-term. Let's go 1 to 4 years. And it could actually make you guys a lot of money probably in a shorter term than that. Because some of these stocks, they're down right now. You might be already up within the next maybe 2 to 5 weeks. You already made a whole bunch of money. But again, I always tell people one important thing too is as you're making money, it's important to take profits off the table. This is something that a lot of us, we don't know when to do. We're scared to do. If you are up a certain amount of money, you got to ask yourself, what amount of money would make you feel comfortable to take profits. For some of us, $1,000. For some of us, $2,000. For some of us, $5,000. For some of us, $10,000. At a certain point, as you're making money in the stock market, especially if you're holding long term, you got to know when to take profits. It's okay to take profits. If you're up $20,000, take some of it. Do not hold all your money in the stock market. If you're up a certain amount of money, if you're up $100,000, take some of it. Because when the market starts to go down, because remember, the market goes up and down always. It's very volatile. So when you're up and you're up a lot of money, take profits. Today we're talking about 5 stocks I highly recommend. Number 1 is Ford. People, as you guys know, Ford is not only an auto department store where you sell, of course, cars and trucks. They also a technology company at a certain degree, and Ford owns a big macro market in the world of autos. People, if you're talking Ford, you're talking the biggest truck company in the world at $14 a share. And what's beautiful, Ford pays dividends every 3 months. So not only you're getting paid for every share while you wait, you're also going to gain the appreciation of the stock going from $14 to maybe $100 in the next 3 to 5 years. Highly recommend Ford. Number 2, AMD. Ticker AMD is a processing company. I highly recommend taking a look at ticker AMD. As of today, the stock is roughly at, I think, $112 a share. The stock was at maybe $135 maybe 3-4 weeks ago. They have price targets for that particular stock, $150 a share. For some of you who understand what you're doing, if you actually take a look at AMD, which I just put $46,000 today in AMD. Actually, let me make sure I'm correct. I just put $51,000 in AMD today. I am a heavy investor in AMD. I'm very comfortable with AMD. I'm holding for at least 1 to 7 months. People, you should already made your money. Because if the stock is at 112, once it goes to 135, 140, take profits. People, you already made a whole bunch of money. People, this is very straightforward. This is not rocket science. I'm giving you guys straight game. This is information, knowledge base, of course, but at the end of the day, it's my opinion, my perspective based on me doing stock trading and stock investing probably every day of the week. I highly recommend you guys take a look at AMD. If somebody were to ask me, is this something you should invest into? Highly recommend investing into AMD at $112. Even if you could get it even lower, that's even better for you. I am currently in the stock at $112 and some change. Once it gets to about $135, $145, I'm selling, and I should make roughly about $16,500. And I don't think that's going to take too long to happen. I think it should happen maybe in the next couple months, as long as the market don't pull back. Now, for a lot of you that, again, asked earlier, should you hold, is this long-term or short-term? And in regards to, of course, AMD stock, AMD could actually be short-term because at 112, this stock is very volatile. It could actually hit 135, 145 within the next couple weeks. Be smart about your positions, people. Take note of what I'm saying today because a lot of you are DMing me, how am I making 10,000, 5,000, 20,000? People, at the end of the day, it's nothing hard. I'm just buying stocks. I'm buying stocks that make sense, and I'm telling you what I'm about to buy or what stocks I'm currently in. So, next stock. If you got any questions, feel free to put your questions below. Starlight Lounge. I need to make an appointment to see you this morning. Oh, Marlene, what's popping with you? How you doing? Miss Mango, what's popping with you, baby? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? A lot of you need to understand stock number 3 is called Toast. Ticker TOST. Toast is when you go to a restaurant and you're about to pay. A lot of you simply tap your card on these new little small payment product apps. There's a software that usually the server, there's a product that the server is using to, of course, print out your receipt or send it to your phone electronically. That is called Toast. Majority of restaurants are using this end-to-end software / tangible product to, of course, record sales, to take your card. And it has been very beneficial because nobody likes the old-fashioned way of bringing your card to the back. They don't do that anymore. Nowadays, the server will come to your table and actually you will tap your own card on the machine, pay your own tip, and actually have the receipt text to you immediately or to your email on the spot. This is called Toast. Ticker TOST is at $22 a share. Stock has a price target roughly about $35. I am a highly invested individual in regards to that stock. Okay, I'm actually going to be buying more this Friday. Okay, that's how much I'm interested in Toast. People, again, the stock is at $22, was at $26 or $27, dropped $5 2 days ago because of something simple. It dropped $5 because, again, there was a 99 cents convenience fee that they were charging to consumers every time they were using Toast. They have now removed the 99 cents consumer fee, which has dropped the price to $22, made it to get a $5 drop. But I don't think long term that's going to really affect the stock. The stock is a strong, stable company, and I like where the company is going and the benefits that it carry. And I think strongly that the stock at $22 is a buy or lower. And of course, people, if you're going to be holding, this is something I believe in the next 1 or 2 years should be at $35, maybe $45 or more per share. People, Toast is a highly recommended stock that I tell you you should take a look at. Number 4, people, your kids go to Disney. People, you guys probably have the Disney streaming. Disney owns a lot of the Marvel and many other things that you guys probably, of course, watch when it comes to the world of Street Fighter and many other things. People, at the end of the day, you got to understand, Mickey Mouse is Disney. Disney World is Disney. Disney Channel is Disney. Okay? Hulu is soon going to be Disney. People, at the end of the day, Disney is a powerful stock. Stock is currently at $86 a share. Has potential once it fixes and really steps its game up in the world of streaming compared to Netflix. This stock could possibly go to $175 a share. Highly, highly recommend. Take a look at ticker DIS. I am heavily invested in DIS. Okay. I have an option contract going out till end of next year, the end of next year. Again, if the stock moves up to $125, that stock alone, I should make $46,000 on minimum. Let's talk about stock number 5. And if you guys have any questions, feel free. I'll definitely answer some. How you feel about Vita Coco? Is that the Vita Coco? Is that the coconut water? Justin, to clarify, Vita Coco, are we talking the coconut water? I don't know what Vita Coco is. I'm assuming you asked, how do I feel about Vita Coco? Let me look that up. I'm not too sure. What is Vita Coco? You got me on that one. I got my laptop in front of me. Vita Coco. What the hell is that? Yeah, are we talking coconut water? Yeah. We talking. Okay, the coconut water beverage. I don't have that stock. I'm not invested into that stock. But I can't really give you information unless I take a look at it. But let me see right now, 1 second. Vita, what's the ticker on that stock? Vita Coco. Vita Coco. Okay, ticker COCO. Okay, let me see 1 second. Ticker COCO, I just got a question on, which is the company called Vita Coco. This is the company that pretty much took natural coconuts and made it a national, international drink now, where you could actually buy sweet coconut water everywhere you go. I'm not one of those individuals that invest into the drinking industry when it comes to the beverage industry, unless it's like the big boys. But I'm going to say this to you. I may not know too much about cocoa. That's not a stock I'm interested in. I like the fact that it's up 34 cents. The lowest has been at $7. The highest has been at $30. The company is a $1.5 billion company, which I see. My thing is the volume is very low. Nobody's really trading it. The trading volume is at 125,000, which is very low. The average is 671, which is very low again for the last 3 months. Here's what I'm going to say. A stock you might want to look at a little bit more aggressively is going to be Monster Beverage and Celsius, ticker CELH. That stock is up maybe 94%. That stock was at roughly, let's say, $40, now at $155. That's a stock that you definitely want to take a look at if you're going to be looking at beverage companies in this regards here, because you got to understand right now energy drinks is on an all-time high. And Celsius not only is an energy drink, by theory it has healthy sugar. Actually, by theory, no sugar. So if you're going to be looking at beverage drinks, Celsius stock, ticker CELH, is a much more powerful stock to look at and definitely take a bite into as it pulls back. It's a little too high right now. I'd rather it pull back on some bad news at about 120 or less. Then definitely I would take a look at ticker CELH or Monster Beverage, because Monster Beverage also just bought out, if you are aware, Bang, that energy drink called Bang. They just bought them out because they was in bankruptcy for $350 million. So when it comes to Vita Coco, let me also see the charts for the last, before I go further, 1 second, before I talk about the last stock, 1 second. 1 second, let me just see the 1 year stretch on that. The stock here. I mean, it seemed like the average price would be at $15. In the last 6 months, the stock been going up anywhere from $15 to $26. It hasn't dropped yet. It just started dropping, actually, when you think about it. Let me take it back. June 23rd, it started dropping. I don't know too much about this company, so I can't speak on it. But this is something I would have to look into, their financials and things like that. One thing I am going to tell you, I'm not a fan of a company. Again, I have not looked into this company. I want to make sure I made this disclaimer clearly. I'm not into a company that only sells one product. I would love to know how many other products does Vita Coco sell, because that makes a big difference. When you look at Celsius, Celsius owns a lot of other companies. Monster Beverage also owns a lot of other energy drink companies. One of the things when you're investing, you want to dive your dollars into companies who are divested into other array of ventures, because if one array is down, the next one is up. Because you guys got to understand, you cannot be in companies where all their money is in one segment of business. And again, I don't know anything about Vita Coco other than drinking this coconut water. But at the end of the day, I understand the concept. You guys take natural coconuts, probably have a production facility where you're making, of course, Vita Coco drinks where a person gets to have coconut water every day throughout the year. Of course, you're using artificial sugar, of course, because there's no possible way that every coconut could actually be sweet. So, but I cannot tell you anything about this particular company. I'm sorry about that, Justin. Any questions before I talk about the last stock? We talked about 5 stocks today. Stock number 1, Ford. Highly recommend you take a look at. Stock number 2, AMD. $112 a share. Highly recommend you take a look at this stock. Price target is $155. Stock number 3, Toast. People, Toast is the software that all these servers are using. When you go to restaurants, when you're cashing out, you're most likely using Toast. If you're at a mom and pop's restaurant and you're cashing out, you're most likely using Toast. People no longer go to the back and swipe your cards to, of course, cash you out at a restaurant. The software, the end-to-end software that's being used is a company called Toast. Multi-billion-dollar company. Stock is at $22. Highly recommend you getting into that stock. I am invested into that stock, and I'm going to be buying more actually this Friday, maybe another $25,000 worth. Disney, I am investing maybe $48,000 into Disney. I am heavily invested also into call options of Disney. Because at the end of the day, people, I understand where the company's going, and with of course, the same CEO who decided to take another seat for another 2 years, he's going to get this company back on track. Stock is down. It's at $86. Has the potential to be at $175, $178. Highly recommend Disney. Last stock, and I've been talking about this stock for almost 4 or 5 years now. I am still a fan of this stock, no matter if it goes from 45 to 25. It could go from 45 to 100. I am not selling. I am a fan of Uber. Uber stock, UBER, is a buy. I am such a fan of Uber. And I'm going to tell you so many reasons why Uber is one of those things you have to take a look at. We all know, of course, Uber Eats. We all know, of course, Uber delivery, right? We get it. The Uber driving, we get it. People, Uber has so many segments. Uber Freight. People, you got to understand where Uber is going. Uber is taking over so many segments. The autonomous vehicle segment, when it comes to, of course, delivery. People, do you guys understand how powerful, how much money this company is about to make when they start to get rid of drivers eventually? Sad to say, that's just the reality. Eventually, you're going to have driverless cars. It's already happening. And once you get rid of drivers, you don't have to, of course, accommodate that side of incentives, people. That makes a big difference, because the most expensive cost in any business is employees. Once you get rid of employees, your company profit is going to shoot to the sky, especially with maybe 10 different lines of business they have, including they own what we call the Uber of China. A portion of it's called DD, which took a big dive because of regulation of China. I am still highly a fan of ticker UBER. People, if you don't know what Uber is, I was a person that never got in a taxi my whole life until Uber came out. I love Uber. Sometimes I Uber for no goddamn reason. My car is right outside. I go Uber to my friend's house for no goddamn reason. It's just the comfortability, the convenience. It just makes a lot of sense. Sometimes I'm in my office. I don't want to move. I pay the stupid convenience fee and actually have food delivered to me at almost damn near 2 times the price. People, that's Uber delivery. People, Uber Eats. People, at the end of the day, you got to understand the world of Uber is taking over. I am a fan of Uber. And I can't wait till Instacart come out. Instacart, when you come out, I am buying your stock too. There's nothing better than people love convenience. I love stocks that focus on an aspect of convenience because you got to understand people are lazy. Millions of Americans are lazy. They will pay for convenience. I could even say I'm lazy because I pay for goddamn convenience when it comes to Uber. Shouts out to Uber. I am a fan of Uber, also the CEO. I want you guys to understand these 5 stocks are not. I'm not telling you that you're forced to buy. Okay, this is educational purposes. At the end of the day, this is my opinion, my perspective. I'm telling you, based on my experience, who's in the stock market every single day, trading and investing, how do I feel and why do I feel certain stocks should be, of course, invested into. And one of them is going to be Uber. Number 2 is going to be Disney, DIS. Number 3 is going to be Toast, the company, the software and the tangible credit card processing that everybody uses at restaurants when these servers come check you out. When it's time for you to leave. AMD, which is a chip processor that's in probably every computer in the world, including cars. If you have a car, you would probably have an AMD chip processor. People, AMD is the next competitor next to NVIDIA, which is at $500 a share. AMD is at literally 112. Just took a pullback a couple weeks ago, was at 135. I am highly recommending you take a look at these 5 stocks. And number 1 stock that I am a fan of, Ford at $14, I believe for the next 5 to 7 years is going to be at $95, $90, $80 a share or more. And Ford pays dividends while you wait. People, as you guys know, my goal is to teach you financial wealth, teach you education, give you my experiences. Shout out to the person who wrote the lovely message in regards to my last video in regards to land. People, everything that I talk about is things that I'm doing or things that I've done. And I'm giving you guys experiences on things so you could financially win, so you could understand the world of wealth. A lot of you don't get it. Wealthy people are always invested into real estate. They're always invested into the stock market. They're always invested into entrepreneurship. If you're not invested into any of the 3 things that I just said, this is probably the reason why you're financially struggling. A lot of you need to understand you could leave 90% of your money in the bank in these savings and beautiful checking accounts that's not growing. Or you can start to put your money in avenues that can double or triple or quadruple your assets if you understand what you're doing. And today, these 5 stocks that I talked about is very powerful, strong companies that I highly recommend you take a look at. And if you want to invest, it's up to you. A lot of you need to understand in this world today, the reasons why millions of Americans only have $1,000 or working check by check or have high degrees and can't get paid what they're worth is because they don't know how to manage their money and they don't know where to invest their money. And I'm telling you right now, your money needs to be invested in 3 things: entrepreneurship, real estate, and the stock market. And people, it's very straightforward. If you don't own a piece of property, if you don't rent a piece of property, you don't understand what you're doing. You got a lot to learn. If you don't own a piece of stock, if you don't know what a stock is after all these goddamn videos I done did, obviously you're not listening. You got a lot to learn. People, these videos are never to downplay you or degrade anybody. These videos are to teach you from my personal experiences as a millionaire on how to get to my level or better. And that's why I do these videos. A lot of people aren't doing these videos. A lot of people are charging you for classes, all type of bullshit. I'm not here for that. Okay? The most I do, I think I have a $99 class every last Sunday. And that's the most I think I have that I'm charging for at the end of the day. Now, a lot of you need to understand, people. If you are in the same position you were 10 years ago and nothing has changed, it's time you start investing. We're in 2023. Half of the year is already done. What have you invested into? What are you going to invest into? Are you still living check to check? Or are you still in a position looking for a mentor? Why haven't you signed up to my end of the month every last Sunday for $99? I have a class. I teach something new every single month. Actually, this last Sunday, I'm teaching how to buy tax deed properties. A lot of you have been hearing people of course, losing their homes based on tax deeds. I'm going to be showing you through a webinar step by step on how to buy tax deed assets. Now, a lot of you, I get it. Some of you may be impressed. Oh, wow, Bobby yesterday made $20,000. People, I don't know. At a certain point of life, there's so much more money. I feel I'm like at the crumb of the crumb when it comes to the level of wealth that people really should be at. I feel like my age at 37 years old, I should be worth maybe $20 million. There's a lot of mistakes I made in my past. But I tell people, forget your past. Focus on your right now and your future. Everybody makes mistakes in life. But the person who wins is say, hold on, I need to focus on right now. I need to be great. I need to start making better decisions. I need to start listening and applying to when people are trying to help me get my life in order. People, as you guys can see in these videos, I'm not asking for money. I'm not really holding classes, $10,000 classes to take money from you people. I do these videos just to give you guys inspiration and advice based on my experiences of the fuck-ups and the great areas of greatness I've created in life. I'm not the richest person in the world. I don't think being worth $2-3 million is the crazy wealth. But I'm all right. I'm all right. This is why I sit here and give you guys these lives. Today I gave you guys 5 stocks that I highly recommend you take a look at. I told you guys in my last video that I did, if you haven't watched it, you might want to go watch that video about investing into land. Some of you have been living your whole life. You own nothing. No house, no land, no business. All you own is gossip and debt. People, at the end of the day, people, you got to start investing into something. And one of those things is land. One of those things is real estate. Why aren't you having people pay you rent? Genuine Artist says, best state to buy tax deeds is 50%. Yeah, it's in Texas. Now, I want to say this. There's a lot of tertiary markets, and he's right. Texas, I can't say Texas is the best. I'm going to say Texas is an area where definitely it's a tertiary market. There's a lot of tertiary markets where you could buy a lot of land for cheap. Just like Tennessee. Just like Jacksonville. People, these areas have a lot of investment opportunities for you if you're going to be buying land. But educate yourself on the land before you buy. Do not just buy land without understanding what land is, what type of land are you buying, what area are you buying. I spoke about it in my last video. If you haven't watched that video, go watch it and educate yourself on land. You cannot just buy any land. You got to know what you're buying. A lot of the land I bought in Palm Bay, which I'm now transitioning to Jacksonville, I bought at $2,500, $1,200. People are calling me. I sold some of them at $40,000 a piece. People are still calling me right now. Can I buy your land for $31,000 each piece you have? I paid $1,200 each. And they're offering me $30,000, $40,000 each. Some of them I don't want to sell because I'm going to develop on it. And some of them I don't want to sell because I already know they're about to build a highway by two of my pieces of land. So I can already see a Wawa or a Walmart, those big companies coming. That's why I don't want to sell. But the ones I felt it was time to sell, I sold them. People, you got to be smart about your investment tactics in life. I could do these videos all day. You could listen all day, but are you going to apply? Are you going to apply? The biggest problem I say to a lot of you, shout out to all my mentees that listen to me, people that's on my lives every single time I do a live, people that's at my monthly every last Sunday class that I do via webinar. You got to learn to listen. But I'm also now going to say this, and I'm going to keep saying it. You got to learn to listen and apply certain things that make sense to your life if you want to see change. Some of you don't like to listen. A person can tell you everything. You're not going to listen. You heard them clearly, but you're not going to listen. This is why some of you are still struggling. This is why some of you are still begging these employers for $3 extra raise. This is why some of you still think making $50,000 to $70,000 a year is a lot of money, because you still have a broke mentality. And until somebody break that broken mentality that you have, you're not going to grow. You only grow by being around smarter people. You only grow by investing. And people, it's very straightforward. I've never met a millionaire in my life that haven't said he's invested into these 3 things: entrepreneurship, land, and the stock market. These are the three things most millionaires invest into. And it's never going to change. This is your boy Bob from MentorMe.com. I take a couple questions before I get off this live. If you guys have questions in regards to the stock market, if you have questions in regards to land, if you haven't watched that video on land, shouts out to the people who called me personally and was like, Bobby, the video was so powerful. If people understood what you just gave them in that video. People, that land video I just did, if you understood how much game I gave you on that video, this is years of me fucking up buying bad land. Now I got it right. Giving y'all straight game so you don't mess up. Think about what you're doing. What do you think about, genuine audio, what do you think about Upstrike? I don't know what Upstrike is. What's that? Oh, UPS strike. Here's the honest truth, right? A UPS strike, right? There's a lot of aspects, right? Is it true that UPS is paying, what he's talking about, people, UPS has been paying people under minimum wage for years. Do you guys know there's a group of individuals who fight to make UPS pay a certain amount of hourly wages that they should be paying, which they have not been paying for many years? So now a lot of UPS workers are very upset that they haven't been compensated what they're worth. And I did a video on UPS versus Uber a couple months ago. And I told you guys, work at UPS or work at Uber. I'm 100% going to say leave UPS. UPS used to be a great company. When I say great company, as in paying wise. Now it's gotten so saturated, they know the power they carry when it comes to employees. They pay you guys crumbs. Why would I be in a position of having management on my neck, stress, lifting up boxes all day, when I could actually go behind a car, my own car, in AC, listen to music, eating candy, trading stocks while I'm driving, eating lunch, whatever the hell I want to, riding Uber, and you're making money? People, you guys know how powerful this Uber thing is? There's people riding Uber making $80,000 to $150,000, $200,000 a year riding Uber based on what cities you're from. Let's also understand, too, Uber is so powerful, it's making Tesla change his mindset on where his next development is going to go. Do you guys know Uber and Tesla? Check this out. Now, there's something a lot of you may not know, okay? This is how much I read about. I'm on Elon, and I read a lot. Tesla now eventually wants to make a car that while you park your car and you shop, one day he's hoping that your car will be able to Uber people without anybody in it and make you money while you shop. Do y'all understand how powerful Uber is for bringing that frontier type of innovation to a person like Tesla? A lot of you don't know that. A lot of you do not know that Tesla is working on innovation where your car will be able, when you're shopping at the mall, your car will leave, go Uber people, make you money, and the car will come back when it's ready through an app. All created by, of course, the source itself, Uber. That's why I'm a big fan of Uber stock. Uber is very, very powerful. If you guys understand what you're looking at. People, shouts out to Uber. I hope I answered the question on the UPS strike. People, at the end of the day, the UPS strike is a very simple question. He's asking, how do you feel about it? It's very simple how to feel. I wouldn't ever work for a company that's not going to pay me what I'm worth. So if you ask me how I feel, UPS is full of shit. At the end of the day, but I got to be fair, Americans are full of shit sometimes. You know why? Because we're willing to take low-paying jobs and be complacent and never move. Then we complain and go get mad at these companies and hope that these unions can help us get what we call the compensation we deserve. People, at the end of the day, there are so many companies in this world. There's so many opportunities in this world. We're in a capitalistic country where you can start a business and do whatever the hell you want. That's the gift that this country gives you. If you choose to work at UPS and get 40 to 65 to 80,000 a year after 10 years of being there and complain, that's on you. At the end of the day, you can work somewhere else in AC and make the same 80,000 without all that back-breaking work, with all that management on your neck. People, at the end of the day, I'm gonna keep saying it, until you value yourself, you're never gonna grow. For me, I'm not staying at no goddamn UPS, getting minimum wage, lifting up all those heavy-ass boxes that people like me who are ordering through eBay and Amazon all day is ordering. At the end of the day, people, you got to really think about it. You work at these jobs and they pay you nothing and you accept it, don't complain about it. Don't complain about it. Why would you work at a company that don't pay you well? So when I see people striking, I get it. Fight for your rights. But at the end of the day, while you fighting, you could have already found another job that pays you more, that respects you. You could have been saving your money while working at UPS and go open up your own business. Because at the end of the day, I get it. Everybody's not a business professional. But one thing I want to tell you is you do have the opportunity to control your own destiny. I am never going to be a fan of people working at UPS getting those slavery hours, slavery labor for that small-ass paycheck. The most I've ever seen a person at UPS make is maybe $95,000 a year. And to get $95,000 a year, you got to be there maybe 13 fucking years of your life. That is crazy. For me to have to make $95,000 a year, I got to be with a company 14 years of your life, 14 years of my life. When I could work for a company, I could start at $95,000, and I'm in AC with my legs up, getting my strong 1 hour, 2 hour lunch breaks. People, be smart about your life. Be smart about your life. The biggest problem with Americans today, we still don't value ourselves. We're still hoping that these companies could give us a higher hourly wage. Forget these companies. You're in a capitalistic country. You can start your own business. You can work for anybody you want. You don't have to work for UPS. You don't have to work for FedEx, people. You don't have to work for Walmart. A lot of you choose to work for these garbage companies, then you get upset at what they're paying you. And then some of you go work for them. Oh, it takes you 10 years to make $100,000. 10 years of your life you gave a company just so they could give you $100,000 gross. And then when they take out federal, Medicare, and Social Security, you didn't even net 100. You netted maybe 65. So you went to school, got 2-3 degrees to go work at UPS. You went to school to get 2-3 degrees to go work at Walmart. You went to school to get 2-3 degrees to go do what? Work at Target. You speak English. You have a Social Security number. You telling me you don't make more than $60,000? You're not embarrassed? You're not embarrassed. You speak English in the United States, and you have a Hispanic come from a different country who don't speak English, making $200,000, $300,000. That's crazy. It's crazy. I don't trade genuine artists. That's a good question. I don't trade UPS stock. That's one stock I don't trade. It's not my lane. It's not something I understand. So when it comes to, when I say understand, as in, I understand the logistics of what makes UPS valuable. But UPS is not a stock that I trade. I like technology companies. I also like companies that's unique, that's into changing where the dynamics of the world is going. I do believe, yes, UPS is a fundamental company that will be here forever. Just like FedEx, just like, of course, Amazon. Amazon sells anything you could think about. And I think companies like UPS, FedEx, Amazon, these companies are going to be here for a long time. And a lot of you need to understand the value of these companies. I do not trade ticker UPS, though, but he was stating that he wanted to short it. Short it means he's betting that it goes down. And he's going to make profits off of it going down. I can't give you any information on UPS because I don't trade UPS. Justin from New York says, Bobby is right. The point is to build capital and get the fuck out. And that's exactly what the fuck it is, Justin. Justin, the point is very simple. Work for companies, learn what you can learn, and just quit. Once you got your money right, once you understand where you're going in life. I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm not working for no company for no $15, $18, $20, $25, $30, $35. I'm not interested. It's not going to happen. I'm not interested because I look at life very different. I make money differently. That's just me. But everybody, you got to understand who you are. Working for these companies, letting them give you $18, $17, and you fighting for $22. Well, how do you feel? You're a person in a country that have the power to get paid whatever you want to be worth. You speak English. You have degrees, some of you. Why are you letting these companies pay you $15, $18, $22 an hour? This is trash. This is trash. This is very low paying income in a world of inflation where it is. But a lot of you stay very comfortable. And shout out to all my clients who have great salaries. I have a lot of clients who have $200,000 to $500,000 a year salaries working for companies. And I have people who don't even know what the word 80,000 a year is. They never felt it in their life. I can't tell you what to do as long as if you don't know what your values are. That's really up to you. But I feel like, guys, learn your position in life. The goal of a job is to get into that job, build a foundation, make some money, save some money, start investing on the side. Then once it's time, get the fuck up out that job. Quit. That's just how I look at it. I never looked at a job as a long-term thing. Now, if you have a career, that's something different. There's stability there. Being a nurse is a career. Being a doctor is a career. Having a degree in something with the word, of course, engineering in the back is a career. Some of you have jobs. And this is why you've been broke from the day you stepped in the job, and you're going to be broke the day you leave the job, because you don't understand your value. Until you understand that a job is not here for you long term. It's for you to step into the life of stability, build a nice little nest egg, start investing, keep your mouth shut, don't tell nobody at your job what you're doing, and then quit. That's how jobs work in my eyes. Nothing more, nothing less. But for some of you, you think job's going to be here till the day you die. You think you're going to pass the job on to your daughters and your kids. That's what you think the job is. If that's how you think it is what it is. Tank, what's going on? Truck driver in the building. I flew to Chicago. He says, I flew to Chicago last week. I was doing Uber and Tesla, you're right. People, I'm going to tell you, a lot of y'all don't understand how far Tesla and Uber is going. People, these companies right here, Tesla, if I would love for the stock to drop. I think it's at maybe 270. If it drops back to 200, 150, I would definitely dump $100,000 in Tesla. I'll dump everything. I'll sell one of my properties and put it back. I wish Tesla would go back again. I will sell one of my properties and put all the proceeds into Tesla. I'm telling you. Because a lot of you don't understand, you're only seeing from the outside in. You're not really paying attention to what's happening with these companies. People soon, there's more people. See, thousands and thousands of people got fired. There's more to go. There's nothing that's keeping you at these jobs. People, these companies don't care about you. There's nothing. You're not an asset to them. Some of you think when I'm a manager, I'm a store manager, I'm an investor. People, these are titles. You're nothing to these companies. Nothing. Once they bottom line ain't where it needs to be, you're fired. No matter what your title is. The first person that gets fired at employee is the highest position usually. Because you're costing them the most amount of money. I don't know where we get this mindset. I'm a team lead. People got these title issues. I'm the manager. I'm a supervisor. I'm a start putting abbreviations. I'm a TMA. Who gives a fuck? What is your paycheck like? What do you make a year? You're a supervisor and you make $80,000 a year. You think you're on top of the world? People, what are we talking about? And then sometimes you just how much it's crazy to me. Companies be multi-billion-dollar companies giving workers $60,000 a year, gross. You don't even understand how much of that. Do you understand that's pennies? You're crumbs to the company. And some of you are going to keep letting these companies treat you like crumbs. You're the bottom of the crumbs to these companies. But the truth is, you stay there and get neglected. Complain that, oh, life is hard. I can't pay my bills. I need to make some more money. But at the end of the day, what are you doing to change it? What are you doing? Staying at the same job? What do you think you're going to do? You're going to win by doing overtime hours, working 2-3 jobs, so now you can't sleep at night? Or you're going to start managing your money, investing it into stocks, in real estate, like I keep talking about, in entrepreneurship, and start trying to figure out, how do I get out the rat race? Millions of Americans will never see $150,000 in their whole life of living. Do you understand how crazy that is? Millions of Americans, their whole life, till they die, will never touch $150,000, ever. They will never touch $150,000. Some of you will never touch $100,000 the whole life of you living. Do you understand how sad that is? St. Jean, appreciate the love, man. All I'm doing is sharing knowledge, man, so we could grow. The truth. The truth hurts, man, and I get it. But somebody got to start telling y'all the truth. I don't even come on videos talking about you should have good credit and all that bullshit no more. Because at a certain point of life, you're a grown adult. You should know you should have good credit. I don't think I should be doing videos teaching you what good credit is. I don't do videos like that no more. It's crazy. Junior artist say he's trying to reach 100 million. And some of you are still trying to reach 60,000. Do you see the gap in difference? Do you see the gap? There's some people right now fighting to make $100,000 a year. Got to clock in every day. Still can't make $100,000. Even with bonuses, even with extra overtime, still don't make $100,000 a year. And the sad part is you speak English, you have a social security number, you are from and born in the United States of America. It's embarrassing. It's your boy Bob from MentorMe.com. I got to go back to making real estate calls. At the end of the day, I love you guys. Appreciate the love. Appreciate all support. If you guys are trying to elevate your life, I'm going to always say this. Every last Sunday of the month for $99, get on my website. Some of you see your life hasn't been changing. At the end of the day, nobody's going to force you to get a mentor. Every last Sunday, I teach a group of people something new every single month. If you're interested in growing your life, it's every last Sunday of the month, $99. Get on MentorMe.com. All you got to do is click subscribe, and you're ready. Every single last Sunday, you get to ask me questions. You get to hear what we're going to talk about. And this month, we're going to be talking about tax deed auctions. And again, a lot of these things that I talk about, I only talk about these things one time for the year. That's it. People, this is your boy Bob from MentorMe.com. Appreciate the love. Appreciate all of you that's tuning in. Make sure you start investing into stocks. I see a couple questions before I get off. Justin from New York says, then they say it's the job fault, correct? The immigrants took my job. It's the president's fault. My mommy ain't dead. Oh, my God. Justin is so right. We always want to crutch on something. Why are you not successful? It's my dad's fault. It's my mother's fault. Oh, the immigrants are taking my job. People, the jobs that some of these immigrants do, 90% of y'all ain't doing. Y'all ain't cutting them trees. Y'all not going on them roofs. He is 100% right. I do not see people applying to be a tree trimmer. That's not something I commonly see. I don't see people applying to be a roofer in the hot sun every single day. That's not something I commonly see. When you want to grow in life, you don't make excuses. People never want to be great. They always want to use an excuse. Accountability plays a big factor in a lot of our lives. We don't use accountability. We like to just make excuses. The reason I'm not successful, I have 3 kids. I just have a friend right now that just became a nurse. Took the whole course. Years later is a nurse with 3 kids. No baby father. And you got people, 2, 3 kids with baby fathers. Oh, I just can't make, I got kids you're not going to understand. Okay. Keep lying to yourself. It's your life. Time is ticking. You'll be 40 and 45 in no time. The next minute you're 50 saying the same shit. In life, I'm going to be honest with you. You can lie to yourself all you want. It's your life. Justin says, and Bobby, I'm holding it with you. And XRP, I'm holding. I'm not. Even with it going up the other day, I ain't sell nothing. You see, I ain't even post a video telling you I sold. I'm holding XRP for a couple years, maybe 10 more years. I feel very comfortable. I feel XRP for a long time is going to be, and what we're talking about is crypto. Crypto XRP, I feel this, when we talk about the Ripple software, it's going to be something that I'm going to hold for a very long time. I'm not selling anytime soon. I'm very comfortable with the crypto market being down. Again, a lot of speculative plays, but I feel very comfortable. And we'll see what happens 10 years from now. I'm 37. We'll see what happens at 47. And that's just what it is. And you just relax and just put your feet up and keep buying more, keep buying more, keep buying more. I want you guys to enjoy your evening. Martha the Boss is in the building. Appreciate you, Monica Purdue. Mr. St. Jean is in the building and many others. I love you guys. Appreciate all the love, all the shares. People, the best thing you can do in life is help somebody else learn too. If you got friends that's going through financial struggles, the best thing you can do is share them my video. Share them my video links so they can learn. Have them go to my YouTube. I know I haven't been staying up with my podcast on Spotify. I'll try to get back on it tonight or tomorrow. But I be so busy in real life, okay? I do real business. It's not just social media. Social media is just my outlet just to give you guys energy and information and experiences. But I live a real life where I got to make calls and make money and do other things. So, people, I love you guys. May God bless you all. Martha, appreciate the love. Appreciate all the great comments, all the great DMs every single day. I will see you guys on the last Sunday of this month. For all of you who are registered to my Millionaire Mindset class every single Sunday, every single last Sunday of the month. MentorMe.com. Peace.